Higher, as the Scottish will say, and you're very welcome to this episode. Now, is it not funny that all that school teaches you is how to acquire and how to do? But are they not missing something out? What about how to become? Isn't it funny that in law school you spend donkey years? You spend donkey years studying the law, how to defend, how to prosecute, how to represent a client, but even how to get a client is not being taught in law school. Isn't it funny that in the school of engineering, they will teach you how to build, how to design, how to solve problems, but they don't teach how to solve problems for other people, but they don't teach you how to become a person that problems are being solved for. Even the entrepreneurial school, they will teach you what you need to do as an entrepreneur, but will they teach you how to become one? Less and less is being taught about how to become. Even coaches today, they feast on the fact that most people just want to have. I want to make $1 million a year. I want to make $2 million a year. So, because you are fixed on that, most trainings are on how to make $1 million a year, how to have $2 million in a year. And those coaches might just be feeding on the fact that you are paying for their coaching sessions, not that they have actually done something enough worthy of earning that $1 million. You've just been falling prey. So be wary of coaches that will tell you, I will teach you how to make $1 million. I will teach you how to make $10 million. Be more concentrated on people who tell you that I can teach you how to become $1 million earner. Because to every success that you see, there is a mindset that is sponsoring it. And it is the mindset that helps you to become. So, today we are going to be talking about the mindset of winners. The mindset that you have to have in preparation for the new year. The new year is coming and you need to have the right mindset to walk into this new year. So, if you're ready, let's dig. So, someone said, in order for you to have what you have never had, you have to do what you've never done. Then I asked the question, how do I do what I've never done? So I had to rephrase that. In order for you to do what you've never done, you have to become the person that you have never been, or the person that you've never become. So in order to have what you've never had, you have to do what you've never done. And in order to do what you've never done, you have to be who you've never been. So, in order to prove this point, and I'll prove it to you, in order to prove this point, I have to lay some basic foundation. I have to lay a foundation, okay? And to lay this foundation, there is a law that is called the law of first mention, okay? In reading meaning to the Bible, this law is used. It's called the law of first mention. Whatever a thing was meant for in the beginning, that is what the purpose of that thing is for. So that is the law of first mention. So for example, marriage, the institution of marriage in the book of Genesis, after God had created Adam and Eve, he said, for this reason, a man shall leave his parents' house, paraphrased, and be joined, a man shall leave his parents' house and be joined to a woman, paraphrased, and the two shall become one flesh. Okay? Not 4 men shall be joined to one woman. Not 4 women shall be joined to one man. Not 1 man shall be joined to 1,000 women, but 1 man shall be joined to a woman, and the two shall become one flesh. So, I know some here will be saying, But David had more than one wife. Abraham also, you can say he had more than one wife because he slept with his wife's maid. What about Solomon? Even 1,000. Yes, yes. But the will of God is one wife, one husband, one man, one woman. Some people even, okay, one man, one wife, one woman, joined together and they shall become one flesh. There's a lot to unpack from that statement, but we're just using it as an example to state, to emphasize what I'm going to say later. Okay? Yes. It doesn't mean that people will not go away from what the will of God is. Of course, people will go away like David did. But David was a man after God's own heart. How can you say that David did not do what God wanted? Not all the people in the Bible did according to the will of God. Okay? Yes. And it is a fact that repeated itself many times. It is a truth. It repeated itself many times. Only Jesus was perfect. Okay? Only Jesus was perfect. Never sinned. Never did against God's will. He even at the end said, "Not my will, but thine be done." So, whatever case you are bringing, look at Solomon. Look at Solomon. No, it doesn't stick. It doesn't stick. That doesn't mean that is the will of God. How he mentioned it in the beginning, that is how it is supposed to be. So that brings us to the point I'm trying to make. God created the human. God created human beings. And after creating human beings, he gave them a word. Now, if the first things he said, that is the purpose for man. That is the purpose for man. And our God, remember, is a God of order. He said, "I'm the Alpha and Omega, the first and the last." Okay, that is order. So first things come first in the palace of God. When it comes to kingdom, first things come first. So the first thing God said to us, we need to pay attention. Okay, we need to pay attention to that. Even the first word that came out of God's mouth to us. So let's take a look at what God said to the first man that ever existed. Okay, when God created man. Okay, so Genesis chapter 1 verse 27 and 28. So God created man meaning Adam, man meaning human being, not male, not just a male, but male and female. Adam is human being. It was God called them Adam, and Adam called her Eve. Okay, so Adam stands for human being, not the man alone. Okay, so God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female he created them. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, "Be fruitful and multiply, replenish the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth." So now the question is, what was the first thing God said to man? He blessed them. Blessings were not a statement towards them. After the blessings, the instruction that came out from, and he said, and God said to them, the blessings, he blessed them, yes. But what did he say to them? Be fruitful and multiply. So in English, you cannot say be multiply. No, it doesn't. Grammatically, it's wrong. So do multiply. Okay? Do replenish. Do replenish the earth. Do subdue it. And then have. So let's focus on the verbs that were used in this statement. Okay, the first one, the very first verb that came out of the mouth of the Almighty was be. The next verb was do. The next one was another do. And the fourth one was do again. And then have. Okay, so this is the principle that we are going to look at. Okay, if God is a God of order, and the first thing he ever said to man was be, then how do we become? That is what brings us to our mindset. It is our mindsets that help us to become the people that we want to be. So let's dive into the story or the topic of mindset. So if we believe that our mindset shape who we become, it means we have to check what makes up our mindset, okay? And then from there we can see what we can do in order to have the right mindset. So what are those things that shape a mindset? A mindset is a particular way of thinking. As a man thinketh, so it is with him. As a man thinketh, so shall it be with him. So your way of thinking affects the way your life turns out. So if that is true, then we need to look back at what shapes our way of thinking. That's where we come to your beliefs. Your beliefs shape the way you think. Okay? And what shapes your beliefs? It is your programming. And what is programming? What is your programming? Okay? Your programming is affected. Your programming is what constitutes you, who you are, your operating system. You have a phone. That phone has an operating system. Okay? It is the operating system that determines what the phone can do and what it cannot do. So we need to look at our programming. How have we been programmed? You're programmed through your experiences and you're programmed through your environment. Okay? Your environmental, that's where what you hear while you were coming up. What were those things that you heard while you were growing up? Did they tell you that rich people were bad? Did they tell you that not all fingers are not equal? Did they tell you that in this family this family we're a humble family? We don't become rich, we don't become successful in this family. Oh, were you told all those things while you were growing up? Those are the things that shape the person you become. So the things you hear, the things you see, okay? The things you see. What are those things you saw while you were growing up, while you were coming up? Did you see something that has traumatized you and that thing has been holding you? Okay, whenever you want to achieve, you remember that thing and you say, maybe it's not worth it. Did you see poverty all around you? That is what shapes your who you become, because it shapes the way you think. Okay, some people have grown in an environment that has limited them. All they see is limitation. When they turn around, all they see is limitation. So they believe they are limited. Okay, and your experiences, those things you feel, okay, something happened and the way it made you feel, even though you might be telling yourself, oh, I don't feel that way anymore, that thing might have been registered in your subconscious. So what are we doing today? We're taking a journey into your head, into my head. What are those things I've heard? What are those things I have seen? What are those things I have felt? Those are the things that have shaped where I am today. And those are the things that are shaping where you are today. The results that you are getting today is as a result of your vision. And your vision is limited by the things that you experience. It's limited by your environment. Okay? So you have to grow out of your experience. You have to grow out of your environment for you to be able to see further than those things that are limiting you. Okay, so let's take a journey and see what we can do. What happens when you have heard things that are limiting you? Okay, you've grew up in an environment when you were always told you are nothing, you are stupid, you are not worthy, you are not worthy of success. You are. Why do you always act like this? Why are you a that? Okay, so how do I cope with such a thing? I grew up in an environment where I was always told I can amount to nothing. How do I come out of that? It is time for you to clear your house. Okay? First of all, you have to clear your house and now start speaking from things that will edify you. Okay? How do you clear your house? You have to go and search back within you. What are those things that I was told while I was growing up? Did I believe those things? Am I becoming those things? Most importantly, because you wouldn't know if you believe those things or not. You look at the person you have become. If you are not who you want to be, it means you believe those things. You were told you will amount to nothing, and you're looking at your life right now and you're not amounting to anything. It means you have believed those things. Those things you were told, you need to go back and look at those things. Okay? And now you come and start filling that space that you've cleaned. That room that you have cleaned, you fill it with positive things. Tell yourself, I am worthy. I am worthy. Beat your chest this way and say, I am worthy. I am worthy of success. I'm worthy of success. I'm worthy of success. Repeat it to yourself many times that you are worthy of success. And that is not enough. You have to fill your mind with positive things. That is where the content you listen to, the content you watch, okay, the books you read, those are the things that will edify you, will help you to fill that room. Because remember in the Bible, Jesus said, if a demon goes out of a person, okay, and it wanders in the wilderness and it's weary and it comes back to that room and that room is kept clean, nothing has been kept in that room, it will invite 7 of its friends, even more wicked than it, to come and dwell in that room. So if you clean up your room and you leave it empty, you don't fill it up with things that edify you, those demons will come back and will haunt you even more. So that is why you must watch what you watch. You must be careful what you listen to. There are some people, when they talk, you should tell them, oh, I have to go. Okay? When people speak negativity, run away from those people. Tell them you have a call, you have to go. Tell them, oh, it's time, I have to go. Okay? When you watch news, when they're always telling you negative things that you can do nothing about, you have to switch that television off. That was the best thing that ever happened to me and my family when we learned not to listen to the news anymore. You're given information that you can do absolutely nothing about. All it makes you feel is helpless. You feel sad about a situation and you can do absolutely nothing about it. You're given information you don't need, information that only weakens you, information that makes you feel sad, make you feel sorry for people, but you can do nothing about it. So you need to cut off the news, okay? Get only information that edifies you. And what about those things you experienced? You also need to go in. Ask yourself, where is it that somebody said something happened, I saw something and it made me feel bad? Is it that somebody did something and I got offended? You have to have a forgiving heart, okay? If you've been hurt by a situation or by somebody, forgive yourself, forgive the person. It is not for the person's sake, it is for your sake, okay? Forgiveness is not that the person deserves it or not, but it is for your sake. You need to forgive, okay? Have a forgiving heart. Have a heart that forgives even before it is offended. And then you see that things will start moving in the right direction. If you will do these things that I've said, I can promise you that your life will never be the same again. See you on another episode. If you like what you're getting from this channel as a whole, please go to the chat to the comment section and always tell us how you feel about it. If your life is getting better from what you're receiving from here, also go to the chat, go to the comment section and tell us. Okay, don't forget to like, subscribe. Your likes, I can see we're getting a lot of new people subscribing to the channel. Please continue to subscribe, share with friends, share with people that you love. Let us move. Okay, we are becoming the ultimate versions of ourselves, little by little. Okay, so thank you for all the comments that have been coming in. Thank you for all the people who have subscribed, and keep subscribing, keep liking. We will try our best to give you the content you need to help you to emerge, to help you to become the ultimate versions of yourself. See you on another episode. Bye bye.